Sheriff's office.
Yeah, you got a warrant?
We just come back to town from
You got a
Memphis.
warrant?
Jimmy, who else is here?
You have a
You
warrant?
don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No.
Okay, well, you ain't got a warrant. Get off my property.
What are y'all doing here?
This is private property.
So what are you doing out here? You smoking weed or something? I mean, I can smell it. I mean, you ain't got to lie to me.
Listen, off of my property.
Ma'am, you're going to have to chill out.
No, you're going to have to get off my property.
So the obvious difference between a police officer and a young girl selling Girl Scout cookies approaching the home is that many, if not most, homeowners have no idea whether they even have a right to refuse to answer the door or talk to the police on their property or ask them to leave. And police like it this way. They don't like to inform people of these rights. And the courts have ruled that they have no legal obligation to do so. So you have to inform yourself and you have to spread the word. This video was submitted to me from Callaway County, Kentucky, showing police officers entering onto the property of a private home without a search warrant, just with an arrest warrant for some guy who did not even live there. This raises constitutional issues about whether law enforcement can enter and remain on someone's front yard under these circumstances where the home's residents are present and asking them to leave, and where there's no arrest warrant for those individuals, nor a search warrant for that particular home. This also raises issues about whether the police can detain those people, including their guests, without their consent and in the absence of a search warrant. This is a common issue that most people misunderstand, especially police. Let's look at the footage, which you haven't seen anywhere else, and clear up the legal rights at issue. On March 18th at 1:15 a.m., the Callaway County Sheriff's Department in Kentucky arrived at a private residence with an arrest warrant for a guy who did not reside at the residence, but whose vehicle was apparently parked in the yard, undergoing maintenance by the homeowner. When the footage turns on, you'll see that police are walking towards the husband/homeowner. Then you'll see the man's wife come outside and ask for a warrant, and also ask for the officers to leave the property.
Who else is out here?
We just come back to town.
Sheriff's office.
Hey, this is private property.
Sheriff's office.
Yeah, you got a warrant?
We just come back to town from
You got a
Memphis.
warrant?
Jimmy, who else is here?
You have a
You
warrant?
don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No.
Okay, well, you ain't got a warrant. Get off my property.
What are y'all doing here?
What on it? What on it?
We got somebody that stated that Aaron had been here, so that's why we're here.
Where's Aaron
Aaron's staying
I
here.
don't know, but
He ain't
you
staying
know,
here, he ain't been here.
This is private property.
So what are you doing out here? You smoking weed or something? I mean, I can smell it. I mean, you ain't got to lie to me.
Listen, off of my property.
Ma'am, you're going to have to chill out.
No, you're going to have to get off my property.
We're here investigating something.
Because I just got home from a long ass trip and y'all are with me.
We just got here.
Where's Nikki
Pulled
Knight?
up, we seen y'all. Well, you can go see Nicky Knight at 8 a.m. Monday morning.
No, I'm calling him now.
Well, you can call him, I don't care.
He dropped the blunt right here, man.
All right, go ahead and step over here and talk to us, Jimmy. Jimmy, step over here and talk to us.
Come on, man. Well, I ain't got nobody
Come over
here.
here.
Okay, the probable cause reason we're here is because Aaron has a warrant, and he's been driving that
No, he
Suburban.
hasn't been driving that Suburban.
Okay,
It don't even
okay,
drive.
but listen,
Maybe not the
listen,
last week,
Jimmy.
but he has been driving.
It was what? It was months ago.
Don't be reaching for nothing.
All right, I'm going to cut out Jim's violent arrest here where they use force on him because that's not the primary purpose of this video, and it will probably get censored by YouTube, unfortunately, if I don't. So check the raw footage link in the comments.
What are you
17
talking
Callaway.
about?
You can get your lawyer. I don't give a f. I know how to do my job. We have probable cause to be here because Aaron Beer has a warrant.
Get on the ground.
Cody has a
Yeah,
warrant.
we
And
do
listen,
not.
look at me. Look at me.
Large
When you
amount
throw
of
a
218,
blunt down,
ordinance
which is
10 courts
illegal,
detained.
he did in front of us, and then he finds more drugs right there in front of us. That's probable cause to detain you.
Callaway
We
listed.
carry you detained.
Two
and you
large
pull
amount,
away
218.
and yank us
To
the
detain.
ground.
We just had a
Now
fight
that's
too.
resisting.
Please don't let my
I
dog out.
can't spell it out any clearer than that, okay? So
don't-
hold tight right there, but we do
Respectfully,
And you shut
you
up.
shut the f up.
And shut up. You know why? What?
God dang.
You shut the up.
Let's go. Let's go. You're done.
Watch me. I'll be right back with you. Hey, go watch her in my truck.
Don't you?
No, he's
Get
gonna
in.
get in there.
Get in.
I'm trying.
Just crack her window, make sure she's alert and everything. Make sure she's okay. He cold. Right there in front of what he's reaching for. He cold caught me in the jaw.
Yeah, he was wearing back with his elbow.
I told him not to go back inside.
He had something somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, he stuck it under his tire.
Well, he hit me right here.
So here's the blind I saw. I walked around here, and he had all that tucked underneath the. It looks like it's just this here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over there. Bunch of weed. I asked him about the weed soon as
Yeah, that's what I asked him
It
about.
was all underneath. He stuffed it right here about this tire, but I mean, it was clear as day when I seen it.
Well, he was right over here when I was pulling up back.
I know I tased him twice.
I tried to drive something, but I didn't get successful. Anybody deploy on him?
I didn't pull that. I gotta go pick up my.
Torture.
I need to try to figure out where. He had something clenched in his right hand.
Yeah,
He's trying to ditch.
he probably broke it up, but it may be stuffed on him or something.
I don't remember what that charge is. Interfering with
Obstructing.
obstruction, whatever it is, police operation.
Obstructing, resisting arrest, everything.
So
You want to do a sweep for the residents for the other person that we're looking for? I mean,
He says he's the only one left in.
you are the only one in here,
there's
correct?
nobody else in this house? Has he been ID'd? What's your name?
Brad.
Brad what?
Ray.
Ray? When's last time Aaron Beard's been here?
I've not seen her bird.
You haven't seen Aaron Beard?
So nobody else is in the house.
Alright.
All right. He might have been reaching for that screwdriver, you know?
I know when I detained her, I dry stunned him twice.
I mean, I just put it in my report. I don't.
Man, if we do a search warrant, do you live here? If we do a search warrant on there, on this house, there's going to be anything illegal inside.
I don't know.
It's gonna be
I
a
thought you
pipe.
said that you already had a warrant.
No, we're here on a warrant attempt, looking for Aaron Beards, okay? When we show up, this is what happens. That's why you're made to come outside, okay? When you pick your head open through that door, you're coming out after we just fought somebody and we found a large amount of guns.
Especially until we identify who you are.
Does that make sense? You're not in trouble, but I'm saying, is there anything, a pipe or anything inside that residence?
No, I mean, there's nothing in there as far as I know.
Okay.
You can just hang out in the truck, but don't speak to her anymore till she's read Miranda.
What do you want to do? You already got gloves on?
Do you think there's a decent man?
Yes. And I can explain why.
Let's secure this.
But I want to do that in not 90. But we need to call 30.
Okay. Let's secure this and we'll go ahead.
Anybody else in the house?
No, sir.
Okay. We're fixing to secure this residence here in a minute. We're not going to search it, but we're going to secure it. Make sure nobody else is in here, okay? And then, I'll be honest with you, you're probably going to apply for a search warrant, okay? Okay. So, I got to make a phone call.
Somebody needs to hang out here with him.
You hang out here, I'll go secure this, and then
Yeah, we need to secure that boat
and then
lock it up in your
we can
truck.
sweep the residence and call him.
I tell you what, here's what we'll do. While you hang out right here, hold this.
No, y'all patted me down already. So
I patted you down. I didn't search your pockets.
okay.
Do you have anything illegal on you right now?
No,
Honesty goes a long way with everything, so.
I got you.
You don't have a pipe, a baggie, anything?
No. I should say no.
I've got to ask, man.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's
yeah, I
a large
got you.
amount of meth here already.
You don't know
You just
nothing
fought a
about
guy. I know you, mate. I believe you. You don't know nothing about it, okay? But I got to make sure that there's nothing wrong, okay?
it. Yeah.
All right, so the wife immediately asks if they have a warrant. Then several times the officers make it sound like they do have a warrant, but they don't. They apparently only have an arrest warrant for a third party who does not reside at the residence, and they call this a warrant attempt. But what the hell does that mean? It means nothing. They have a warrant that has no legal application to this property or the residents of this home. That's like saying they have a warrant for Vladimir Putin and are attempting to execute it in these people's front yard. It's meaningless. According to the 1980 Supreme Court opinion in Payton versus New York, in order to legally arrest someone in a home rather than a public place, absent consent or exigent circumstances, police officers must have a warrant. Very early on here, the husband told the cops that the guy that they were looking for does not reside there and hasn't been there. But then the cop starts asking him if he's been smoking weed.
This is private property.
So what are you doing out here? You smoking weed or something? I mean, I can smell it. I mean, you ain't gotta lie to me.
For context, this conversation is taking place in the front yard of this man's house with cops who do not have an applicable and valid warrant, and who have already been asked to leave, but have refused. And they begin questioning him and searching the man's front yard without consent and without any applicable claim of exigent circumstances. According to the 1984 Supreme Court opinion in Oliver versus United States, the heightened Fourth Amendment protections of the home extend beyond just the interior of the home itself into what's called the curtilage of the home, which is the land immediately surrounding and associated with the home. Because according to the Supreme Court, the curtilage is considered part of the home itself for Fourth Amendment purposes. In the 2013 Supreme Court opinion of Florida versus Jardines, the Supreme Court held that a search undoubtedly occurs when the government, without a warrant, obtains information by physically intruding within the curtilage of a house, which in that actual case involved the home's front yard and front porch. The court cautioned that a search occurs unless a homeowner has explicitly or implicitly sanctioned the government's physical intrusion into the constitutionally protected area, i.e. the yard and or porch of the home, which obviously did not happen here. Under the so-called knock and talk exception to the warrant requirement, a police officer not armed with a warrant, like here, may just approach a home and knock on the door precisely because that's no more than any private citizen is allowed to do. And this means that there is an implicit license for police to approach a home by the front path, knock promptly, wait briefly to be received, and then, absent some invitation to linger longer, then leave. A police officer may also bypass the front door or some other entry point that is normally used by visitors when circumstances reasonably indicate that the officer might find the homeowner elsewhere on the property. Critically, however, the right to knock and talk does not entail a right to conduct a general investigation of the home's curtilage like you see the officers doing here in this video. So the obvious difference between a police officer and a young girl selling Girl Scout cookies approaching the home is that many, if not most, homeowners have no idea whether they even have a right to refuse to answer the door or talk to the police on their property or ask them to leave. And police like it this way. They don't like to inform people of these rights. And the courts have ruled that they have no legal obligation to do so. So you have to inform yourself and you have to spread the word. But then you have cases like we have here where these people, this lady certainly does understand her rights. She is demanding a warrant. She's demanding that they leave the property. And this sort of catches them off guard. They're used to bullying and intimidating people who don't otherwise know that they're allowed to kick the police off their property. So they don't know how to react, and they film themselves, therefore violating the Fourth Amendment in this video. So police officers and anyone else really just only have an implied license to come onto your property and knock on your door or remain. This implied license can be revoked just like it was revoked here, and they didn't leave, and that violated the Constitution. Homeowners can prevent ordinary citizens and police officers alike from conducting knock and talks by revoking that implied consent like this woman did here. But remember, few citizens know that this implied license exists, and generally the courts require that a homeowner do so by clear demonstrations or express orders. For instance, asking someone to leave or refusing to answer questions. And these homeowners certainly did that in this case. And I'm sure I'm leaving out a bunch of other things, not the least of which was the fact that the cops beat this guy and I believe tased him as well 3 times or multiple times. And the guy left in an ambulance and they broke his rib, busted his eardrum, and dislocated his shoulder. I'm not sure what the outcome of the criminal case was. Perhaps it's still pending. But for obvious reasons, I can't show the violence on here, as you know, with the censorship issues with YouTube. So I'll post a link to the full raw footage that you can watch, and they end up searching this property. And no, cops can't do that. They can't come and refuse to leave your property and just detain you there until they get a search warrant later, for a number of reasons. So as always, thanks for watching. If you like watching this sort of footage and also going over the constitutional law that underlies all of it and that protects all of us, then please subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. Remember, freedom is scary. Deal with it.